So I was about to propagate one of my plants that is not doing so well, which I'm really sad because it's one of my first babies that I propagated, and it's been like 4 years, and it just grew so beautifully. And then I took some clippings from it, and now it's not doing so well. And like right when I was gonna start working on it, something came to me, and I was processing a friendship because okay, so this is what brought it on. I went to go grab a glass so I can put my clippings, my propagated plant inside of a little baby jar, and I saw a flask that a friend of mine, well, she's an old friend now, that she gave me on a trip that we went to, and I just got like really sad, and I just started thinking about it because one thing I can say is that that friend was like the friend that showed up when you needed them to, and that friend was like so giving. Like she would like give me shirts and like things, and I didn't have the best relationship with my sister, and it didn't have anything to do with us. It was just like our parents, our moms, our siblings, and so that's a big fucking thing. And it just was kind of like it was like an awkward relationship sometimes, but I didn't care about that because like that was my sister, and I say was because my sister transitioned a few years ago, and so I just was always like looking for a sister, even prior to my sister transitioning. We both had a lot of friends and both very loved, but it was like I felt like our relationship could never like I wanted her to like, I wanted us to have sleepovers and like, whatever it is that sisters do. And the crazy thing is our moms, they're sisters. It's my mom, then her mom, and then they have two other sisters. So my mom has three sisters that she's always on the phone with. My sister's mom being one of them. But it was like my sister and I just was never like we never had that. And before my sister transitioned, like months before, I remember just reaching out to her and saying like, I wish that we were able to have that relationship. And and she said to me like, hell, I do too, and I wish that somebody was my big sister, because when you're the oldest you got to do everything, and my sister did everything. She was the protector, she was the mother, and that's exactly how it was for me with my mom's kids, like the protector, the mother, the co-parent, like all of that. And so like losing her just made me like think about all the girls that I considered my friend and how we showed up for each other in relationships. And losing my sister made me realize that there were some people that really weren't my friend and that they were making fun of me. I was sheltered as a child. My mom, like, we lived in the projects, and my mom just was like, I don't want y'all outside ripping and running, as black folk call it. And, I don't want you getting pregnant and your brother joining gangs. And so her solution was like, just keep us in the house. We rarely got to go outside. Then when we go to my dad's house, my dad wouldn't let us outside either. My dad would tell us if we went outside, we were going to get hit by a car and die. So my parents kind of kept us in the house. With my cousins, my dad's sister kids, they was always outside because my aunt, I think my aunt had her oldest at 15. So my aunt was outside. Like, she like, I'm going to the club. These kids going to be all right. Y'all can take care of each other. And so, we always look forward to going to my auntie house because, the aunt with the most kids, they be lit. So like that's where we would get our little action from, hanging around our cousins. But we were very sheltered kids, and it was so obvious that I was sheltered. I was able to have sleepovers, parties, everything. Like I would always have sleepovers, but we could not go outside. So being a very sheltered kid, I was very naive, and I had to learn a lot of shit the hard way. And a lot of females took advantage of that, and that's why we're not friends now. And this one friend in particular, they gave me this flask. I realized she was not my friend when I invited her to my home. This was the second time. And since I've been here, I've not let people in my home like that. First of all, I don't live close to my family like that. And that's an accomplishment because I was very family, loyalty, rah da da. But I also understand that that was straining me. Like that was draining and straining me because I was always the one that took care of everybody. And it was like I was addicted to taking care of everybody. So I had to go cold turkey and get away from everybody. So everybody doesn't come to my house. And I don't like everybody in my space because when I used to live in the town that I grew up in, my house was like everybody could come over. I didn't care. You gotta be careful with that because people bring in all different types of energies in your house. And it took me a minute. It took me well into my late 30s to realize like that's a thing. And also because in my family, like everybody was always at each other's house. So it wasn't odd for me to have people at my house. But you can't have people up late in your shit that don't like you. So it had been a minute since I had seen my friends because I moved away to Louisiana with my son. I got married and started my life, and so it had time had kind of went away from us. And I feel like during that time, maybe she felt like I abandoned her, and not maybe. I think that she felt like, not even I think, she felt like I abandoned her. And it wasn't on purpose. I was trying to figure some shit out. Like I had to get myself together. And so I had to do what was best for me and my son. His dad was not helping me at all. And New Jersey is very expensive. And my wife, I actually met on a trip with this friend. She lived in Louisiana and it was cheaper. Her one bedroom was like $950. So, I packed up, cashed out my pension, and me and my baby left. We had to come back because his dad, but, you know, for that time, it was like, finally, I got my family of my own. And I don't think that she understood that because she was used to always being around me and like my family and being around me and my partner and my son. And, like, what I started to realize is that she has so much access to me and I did not have a lot of access to her. Like I thought it was like so cool that she showed up to everything. Me and her we had lived around the corner from each other because I had moved out of my own apartment with my son's dad and it's to his family house to save up money. This was before COVID even happened, but I'm like, okay, we're gonna save up some money and we're gonna leave. I was saving up money because that Negro ain't work, but I was saving up money so we could, get up out of there. And she happens to live around the corner, so we were like always together. Again, I didn't have that relationship with my sister, so I was always looking for that. Is there such thing as a sister wound? Because I got a mama wound, a daddy wound, and a sister wound, and so I was looking for that, And so it was like she was always there, like that was my friend. And so when I left, I guess for her it was like, you abandoned me. But I noticed that she just had too much access to me, and I would like show her everything. I would tell her my business. She would share some things with me, but she realized that like I was an oversharer, and that was another thing I had to learn. You got to stop oversharing. Understand that oversharing is like it's because I wanted people to like me and I wanted people to be my friend. Oversharing is a sign that you have a lack of boundaries. And the whole time I'm thinking like, she's being my friend and she's, protecting me and stuff like that. Yeah, she was protecting me, but she was also studying me. And another thing I realized in a lot of my friendships is that they really did not like me like that. Like they liked what I brought. I was the fun friend. I'm down for whatever. We could turn up, we could do whatever. But they didn't understand the depths of they didn't understand the depth, the type of person that I like truly, 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 truly am. Like yeah, I do all that turning up and stuff like that, but it's just, that's just a side of me. Like I'm very spiritual, was like very in tune with my ancestors and those that had crossed over, and like those friends, like they weren't into that type of stuff. I love to write, and like they weren't always supportive of that. They would like make fun of me, and I would like just still allow them to be my friend. But it was so many signs that would show me like certain parts of you, right? The fun stuff, not the depth of who you are. And so she came to my house, and I noticed that she was trying to hide something from me. I am an empath. I can read energy. And I was watching her and I was like, something not right. This is not like she's hiding. We were playing a card game and I seen her face change. It was not her. It was not her. By then, I was already like getting more and more into spirituality. I was on my second ayahuasca journey, and I had started doing some research about us. Obviously we're souls, and people were spirits and people having, attachments on them. And, whatever it was that she was going through, like, it was obvious because her face, I seen it, and she really wouldn't make eye contact. And when we were playing certain card games, I don't know how to play card games because one time I got into a fight with my childhood friend, and my mom was like, "You're not playing cards no more." And so I like listened to my mom, like, okay. So I don't really know how to play too many card games. So when we were playing card games, I think it was Uno. I don't really know how to play Uno like that. Everybody in my family do, but I don't because my mom told me don't play cards, and I was like, all right, fine. And so I was like, we were playing a card game, but I didn't know how to play. And she thought that I was doing this, like, you know how some girls like play dumb because they're pretty. I don't play dumb. I actually like being very, very smart and intelligent. Like, I have graduated from just wanting to be pretty to no. I want you to see that I have a big, beautiful brain and I'm very, very intelligent. So it wasn't that I was doing. I genuinely just did not know how to play the game, and so I kept catching her like roll her eyes or like she was just being rude, and like for me, it was like really hurting my feelings. So like I kept like being quiet, and it was like that was my little girl. But the grown woman in me was like standing next to me like, this your shit. Like, don't be letting her jump you off in your shit. This your shit. Don't let her disrespect you and be mean up in your shit. This is your shit. But I didn't say anything. And, we continued with the night and we went out. And that didn't pan out. So we we ended up coming back to the house. And as we were coming back into the house, I hear her. She didn't say it with her mouth, but I hear her talking shit. I can hear her. She was not saying it with her mouth, but I can hear her. And I'm like, oh, this is how you really feel about me. I remember going into my bedroom. They were still out here. My wife was monitoring everybody because they were still out here partying. They know me. I'm going to go to sleep. So I remember sitting on my couch and I started tearing up because I knew right there that chapter had ended. That chapter had, I remember getting up, going into my room, party still happening, put the cover over my head, and I cried because my little girl was growing up. It was like, you gotta realize, baby, that these people really not your friend. They're not your friend. A lot of times it's what you can do for people. And what I realize is when you look, is it conventionally, I don't even want to try to, but like when people think that you look a certain way, like you're supposed to be like the popular, and I don't care about stuff like that. Like, I'm a freaking nerd. I like science. Miss Frizzle was like one of my favorite fucking characters because the Magic School Bus. Like, I am a nerd. Like, I just so happen to look good, but and dress nice and walk like the world is my runway. But it's like it's just so much depth to me. Like, I'm a freaking ocean, okay? I'm not shallow like that. I'm very deep. Just happens to be beautiful, okay? And I feel like a lot of times when people see you like that, they think that you're a certain way, and that's And also, I think too, because my family, more specifically my mom and dad, tried to use this to their advantage, and it like made me, for a while it had me thinking that like that's how it was supposed to be, and it's like, no. And I like sports. I love sports. I ain't good at basketball. I just tall, but I can run track. I can lift weights. I'm actually really strong. I would love to box and wrestle. Like that's how I am. Like, I just happen to be, But it hurt my feelings to have to end that friendship. Like, and I noticed that it was like she would do these passive aggressive things. Like, the next day we was all supposed to go out, and my wife and I, we're older than them, so we decided we stayed in the house. They ended up going out, and I started texting a group chat. She not answering. I'm like, you know something? You used to do this before, and I used to like beg, like, please answer me, please respond. Not saying that like those exact words, but like I would like try to do anything for her to like be nice to me again. And it was like, but I didn't even do anything to you, so I'm just so confused. Or if I did something to you, like, tell me. And that was another thing. Like, when I started going on my spiritual journey, I started to like realize a lot of shit that I would do. Because a lot of times, when we're on this journey and we're healing, it's because we experienced a lot of trauma in our life. So it's like we're, unpacking the shit that people did to us. But you also have to take accountability for the shit that you do. And so once I started to take accountability for the shit that I was doing to people, like I'm I'm trying to rectify and make sure that I'm not still operating as that same person. So it was like, I know that at that time that wasn't me. You just showed me that you're still right there. I was doing the work to evolve past that person. So all in all, the friendship had to end. I didn't say anything. I blocked. I blocked off all social media sites. She posted something on Facebook, and I knew that it was towards me. I knew it was towards me. I knew it was. And I was like, damn, like I cannot play this game anymore. Like I can't go into my 40s doing this. Like I cannot, like, I understand that the root of a lot of these relationships came from not having the best relationship with the women in my family, starting with my mom, and then just wanting a better relationship with my sister. And it wasn't all bad. It really wasn't. Like, I know that there were times where, like, my sister, she would, like, just randomly, like, attack me. But I thought about it, and I realized that, and it's so funny, not so funny, but interestingly enough, when one day I was sitting and I was unpacking the relationship between my sister and I got a call from my mom, and she was like, T. And I have an uncle who has this transition, and we called him T, and he had overdosed, and they didn't get to him in time, and so he wasn't doing too well. He was in the hospital, and so when my mom called me, I thought that she was like trying to tell me about him, but she was just like so out of it because she had been going up there to the hospital and was tired. Like, I just thought it was anything what but other than what my mom was trying to say. She kept saying T as in my wife, like, where is my wife? And I was like, once I figured it out, I was like, well, T is at work. She was like, your sister. And I was like, what about my sister? She was like, her heart stopped. And like I was just like, what? Like, I didn't know what to do with that. Like, I like kind of checked out, and I sat there, and it was like, I just cried and cried and cried and cried. Like, the whole day, everybody was reaching out to me. I was calling family, and it was just like, I couldn't believe it. My sister was like the best mom ever, 4 beautiful children, and I was there for 3 of them. The fourth one, she had moved to Pennsylvania by then, but we would go visit her every for the 4th of July, because her and my son's dad birthdays was a day apart. So my family, we would all pack up in my truck, and then my brother and his family would come, and both my brothers, and we would all drive down there. Like, it'll be like 15 of us just drive down there to visit my sister in PA with her husband and her kids. And my sister was like an amazing mom. Like, my aunt didn't know how to be that to her, but she was that to her kids. And I modeled that. I modeled that love that my sister had for her children to my son. Because that's the thing. When you grow up and you don't receive love and you have them babies, that is nothing but unconditional love. And everything that you didn't get from your parents, those hugs that you wanted, those kisses, them babies give that to you. And my sister was an amazing mom, and I enjoyed watching her be a mom. Like, so when I got that call, I just, like, and still to this day, like, I just randomly, have my moments because I'm like, what? And it's been like maybe like 3-4 years. It's nothing like your siblings, man. Yeah, it's nothing like it. And I remember going into the bathroom that night and just like I couldn't get it together, and I just felt I felt my sister's spirit pass through me. I felt her love, and she was like, I love you. It's okay. It's okay. Now I know nobody's gonna ever love me like that, like my sister, but I have some friends that love me like a sister, and it's close enough. So I cherish those friends. I do. I really, really do. And I know they're my friends, my real friends, because when I hug them, I don't want them to let me go. I can feel all their love that they have for me. I even dream about some of those sisters. They show up in my dreams, and they're there. So, yeah.